And hopefully we are live.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully. Okay, so hey guys, today we have a special guest, Nicole. She's a mom, she's a wife, she's a businesswoman, and she also loves fitness and she lives a healthy life. So today she's going to share with us her story, her secrets, and how she copes with the, craziness of everything on a daily basis.
Hey, everybody. Yeah, I'm Nicole. I to start, I guess, to tell you a little bit about myself. I am 30 years old. I live in Michigan. I live out in the country, out in the woods, with my husband, and I have a 10-month-old son, and our three fur babies. So, um, I got pregnant was, I guess, is sort of the beginning of this journey for me. Before I did, I want to tell you this is funny. Before I got pregnant, I had seen all these girls on Instagram, like fitness models, who had abs like while they were 9 months pregnant. And I always said, I'm going to be that girl. I'm going to be the pregnant girl with abs. Like that's what I thought was going to happen.
Did it happen?
No, no. You know, because I feel like you don't know what pregnancy is going to be like until you're pregnant. It was my first time. I had no idea. So at first, I got pregnant right away. I was really lucky, but I didn't know I was pregnant at first. I thought I was dying. Like I couldn't get off the couch. I went from being a person who worked out every day to literally just like laying on the couch. I couldn't move. And so after the first trimester, after having done nothing, I couldn't work out. I mean, I could walk and I could lift like light weights, but
Well done.
and I'm the kind of person where I was like, well, that's nothing. I might as well do nothing, So that's what I did. I didn't do anything and I ate everything. So I ended up putting on, I was just talking about it, I just put on like about a little over 50 pounds. And honestly, I was just so excited to be pregnant that I didn't let it bother me. You know what I mean? Like I didn't let it get to me. I just thought once I have him, I'll get back into the swing of things and it'll be okay. And that's not exactly how it went because as it turns out, motherhood is also one of those things that you don't know how it's going to be until you're in it. So I had him and there was no time. There was no energy. I was just all mother, I was all mom and nothing else really. So that was sort of how getting back into my fitness journey and my lifestyle sort of started. Um, he was 4 months old. So I was 4 months postpartum when I finally was able to pull the trigger and start, working out again. I'm one of those people who loves to go to the gym. Like I love going to the gym. I always have. Like I like getting out of the house. I like being surrounded by people who are also doing the same thing. But that wasn't an option for me with my son. I couldn't do that anymore. So I had to work out at home. And so I found these programs basically to try to shorten it a little bit. I found these programs that I could do at home in a half hour. And they are really what have helped me get to where I am now. Like this is a lifestyle that I know I can do with one baby or two babies or five babies. Don't tell my husband I just said that. But it's something that I know that I can do no matter what happens in my life, it's maintainable. So that's why I just love it.
Would you say, you said you ate a lot when you were pregnant. Would you
Yes.
say that you develop like bad eating habits, like ice cream, muffin, donuts, everything you find out there?
I don't know if you guys have this there. You probably do, but I had Ben and Jerry's for the first time while I
Oh
was pregnant.
yes, of course, the cookie dough.
I had it for the first time. My husband introduced it to me and I couldn't stop. I had so much ice cream. So it wasn't that I was just eating a lot of food. I was eating bad food. And the more you do that, the easier it gets to do it. So it just was,
But that's why you didn't have the abs in the ninth month.
no, you could probably see chunks of cookie dough, but that was it.
Would you say that you like, was it the cravings, the hormones, or you just simply you were like, you know what, I'm pregnant, let me allow myself some treats because after that, I get back to the healthy lifestyle.
It was both. I definitely had the cravings and I gave into them, but I'm also an emotional eater. Like I always have been. And honestly, getting pregnant so quickly, I think I started to panic, like, oh my gosh, I'm actually going to be a mom. Can I do this? Like I was kind of scared, So all of those emotions, I was eating them basically. So that coupled with not working out it was huge.
Well, I did work out in my pregnancy, but as you say, you go from 5 times per week to 2, 3 times per week, from an hour and a half to only 20 minutes. And then by the 7th month, if you can go just toilet and to the store, you are great for training. You're done.
That's right. Absolutely.
So, you're right. It's just so frustrating when you look online and you see these like fitness models or whatever they are, whatever they do for a living. Yeah. And they just show you like this little thingy, this little tummy, and you're thinking like, that's me when I'm bloated, like not even pregnant.
Right.
Like, do you feed that baby? Is it gonna be normal weight?
I know, and I always say, if I do it again, I'll do it differently. And I would like to hope after having been through this that I will. But it's like I said before, you just never know what pregnancy is going to be like. You could be put on bed rest and not be able to exercise. You don't know. And so growing a human, I just gave myself the room to do what I needed to do. And I knew too from who I am that I would get it off, however I need.
Doubts? Did you have doubts that like after you have the baby, you might not get back to your lifestyle?
Because I was always pretty fit, I really wasn't concerned about it. I will say that I went into my 6-week appointment when they clear you for exercise. And I thought after that appointment, I was ready to go, and it just wasn't how it went. Like I left that appointment and I still was too fresh in motherhood and adapting to all of the changes that my mind wasn't there yet. And I think that was the only thing that concerned me, was that I thought that was going to be my jumping off point and it wasn't, and it just kind of kept pushing it back and back and back. But then it finally happened and all was good. But that was the only time I think I was kind of like, oh,
I'm happy that you say that, because you are a person who used to train a lot, who loves going, like literally loves going to the gym. That's very rare, by the way, especially.
I know.
That's very rare.
People hate me for it.
For you to actually admit that, okay, after having my baby, it was like hard to find my way again. It's a really big thing, because, most moms don't want to admit to that. And then they would just simply, I know, the life of a new mom is hectic. We know that, but they would just simply like blame it on that and never go back to living a healthy life anymore. Because it's just so complicated to pull yourself together, literally. Like sometimes you just want to run hills, isn't it?
Absolutely. I know. That's what I tell so many of the moms, because they're like, oh, my schedule and the baby this and timing. And I'm just like, it's got to be a priority is what it comes down to. You have to make it a priority and then you can make it happen, But
it's there, isn't it? Would you say it was, when you started training again after 4 months, would you say it was motivation or more like discipline, commitment, setting up a goal?
That's hard to say. I was tired of, I guess I felt like I needed to reclaim myself. Like I started to sort of feel lost in motherhood a bit, because that was really what I was 100% was a mom. Like I wasn't Nicole anymore. I wasn't, I didn't have the fitness for myself. I didn't have so many things. And it felt for me like it was time to reclaim me to some degree and take care of myself, So that was really the motivation that got me going.
Okay. So it was about you.
Yeah.
I'm so glad to hear that you made yourself. I keep emphasizing that the only way to get back to being yourself is by making yourself a priority. Because, right, as you say, we sort of become addicted to our baby, especially if it's the first one. You just like want to hold him all the time and not let go.
Well, there's this guilt, there's this mom guilt, like you shouldn't be doing anything else but take care of them. But I tell so many moms too that when you're a better version of yourself, you're a better mom, you know?
I love that. Yes, I love that. I actually wanted to ask you because you're a businesswoman, and I think it's related to fitness, isn't it? What you're doing and like programs for moms and women.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you want to like tell us a little bit more about it and how maybe you can help moms watching us now?
Yeah. So, yeah, like I said, I was a gym person. So having workouts at home I was very skeptical. I was skeptical that I was going to have results, and I was skeptical that I was going to be able to stay motivated because I was at home in my pajamas, So, what sounded really appealing about them was that it was a 30-minute workout every day, and it was drinking a nutrient dense shake. And that was it. That was all I had to commit to doing. Right. So, at first I put my baby in the bouncy and I just sort of did the 30 minutes, and he cried a little bit at first, but he learned to adapt. It was a training for both of us. But it's the thing that I love about what I do is that it's designed by people who know what they're doing to get you results in 30 minutes. That's tough to do. You could go to the gym and without knowing what you're doing, you could spend an hour there and not get results, So these programs are designed in 30 minutes to get you results and to work right along with this shake to make sure that you're properly fueling your body. So it's what makes it ideal for moms because moms are so busy. If you can't find 30 minutes in a day for yourself, then there's a bigger problem. You know what I mean? Than your fitness. You deserve 30 minutes at the very least. So it's why it works so well for a lot of women.
I guess some moms, they just can't, as you were saying, they can't escape that feeling of guilt, of like, doing something for themselves. That just feels like so selfish when you say it out loud. It feels selfish.
It does.
At the same time, you're not just a mom, isn't it? You're a wife, you're a woman, a daughter, a friend. There's so many.
Laundry. You could fill your day with everything. It would be.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, see, you have this fitness business, and then you train as well. And some moms might say that, okay, you're already like doing too much, like. How are you dealing with taking care of the baby, and are you there enough for the baby? And the judgment, because most people believe that being a mom means just changing diapers, doing laundry, and that's it. Like there's nothing left of who you are anymore.
Right. No, it's true. And it definitely was, especially with the business part of it, it was an adjustment for me. At first I was doing it like throughout the day, and I'd have my son in one arm and my phone in the other. And I had this moment of like, you know what? I want to be present with my son. I want to be here 100%. So now I get up early in the morning and I stay up late at night when he's sleeping, and whoever wants to judge me, they can judge me. I love my life. I love that I get to spend all day with my little nugget. And then the other time is for me. It's for me and my husband, and we've figured out how to balance it,
And people don't know the speed at which a mom can work when the baby is asleep.
My gosh.
Exactly. Like for a normal person, it would take at least twice the time, if not more. Like our speed is amazing. I think of the volume of work that I used to do before being a mom and what I do now, and I just can't believe it. And it makes me think like how much time I wasted before, or just stretching everything instead of just being effective and efficient like now.
Right, it's crazy. It is a really big difference for sure.
Motherhood makes us super women.
That's right. It's amazing. It's funny because I was just thinking to myself, that I haven't gotten so much grief about having a son and having a business. As much as I've heard sort of things about like, sort of reaching out to women, like postpartum women to lose weight. Like there's a stigma about trying to help women lose weight as if it's like a bad thing. Have you heard that?
It is. I mean, it is perceived like that because I'm doing like fitness programs myself, and they're aimed for mothers.
Right.
Because as you say, it's really hard to find like a workout that's so effective and efficient in like a really small amount of time. So
Right.
you need to actually put like lots of work in that and lots of practice to see how it works and if it works. So I have this for moms, and somehow when you like try and approach them or try and speak to people about it, they instantly they think of like fat shame. And they're like, you know what? I'm a mom. I'm supposed to be unfit. I'm supposed to eat that. And it's like you're trying to explain that I'm not saying you're fat. I'm saying you can be healthier and happier for your family.
Hey, that's what it's about. You know, it's about how you feel. Like I don't the scale, the numbers that show up there are whatever, you know. But we all know that you feel better when you take care of yourself, and that's really what it's about, you know.
I don't think that's not necessarily just society, but like school, clubs, whatever whatever environment you have. I don't think there's enough emphasis on how fitness and training makes you feel.
Right.
Everybody sees it just, I think they see it just like a beauty contest, and that's it. Like they don't think of the health behind it, of the energy that you get, of the, you know, how it makes you disciplined, committed, and just transforms you completely. Or at least that's what it did to me. Maybe it's just me.
Absolutely. But I think it's the reason why there are so many pills and and quick fixes, you know, because people don't see the value of what this does for your whole life, you know. I mean, it's doing it this way is just so different from taking an easy way out, you know.
It doesn't even take that long, is it? How long did it take you to bounce back into shape?
You know, I think I hit my pre-pregnancy weight. I started when my son was 4 months old, and I think I was there when he was 6 months old, 6 or 7. And now I'm down like 10 pounds below that. So no, in the grand scheme of things, that was quick. I mean, that was no time, you know, and it doesn't feel like it took very long either. So
I envy you now. It took me 6-7 months to do it, but it's okay.
But that's really, I mean, when you think about 6 or 7 months, that's not that long. At least it doesn't, to me, it doesn't seem like it is, you know?
You know that saying, when you become a parent, you literally like don't realize how time flies anymore. That's true.
No, it is true. It is true.
That's true. If you were to tell me take 7 months, I'd be like, oh, not again.
I know.
But then before you know it, you're there. And that's it. You achieved your goal.
Right. No.
That's really good. Like it didn't take you long at all. And I guess that's why you're so excited that like you managed to train at home and get these like super amazing results.
Right.
Like it must be a change for you from, you know, being in the gym and then just doing it in your living room or in your garden.
My mind, like, you know who Richard Simmons is? Richard Simmons, the old school like workout videos where he'd like dance around and like,
No,
you know, okay.
It sounds funny. I should check it out, isn't it?
You should Google him, Richard Simmons. I think it was like in the 80s or something. But, you know, that's what I had in my mind of like what a home workout was, you know, putting in a DVD and following along. But they've come so far, you know. It's incredible what you can achieve. And I literally have a set of weights, and that's it. That's all I use. You know, I don't have some grand machine or setup at home. I just have a set of weights. So it really is amazing what you can achieve.
Do you miss the bodybuilding kind of training and like lifting weights and being in the gym?
You know, I'm surprisingly don't. I still have my gym membership, and I've had the opportunity this summer to drop my son off and go there, and I've never gone. I'm really surprised, because if you would have told me before, I wouldn't have believed you, but I love what I'm doing at home. I don't know.
Well, that's great. As long as it works for you, that's fantastic.
Yeah. Because that's what I tell women. You have to find what works for you.
Exactly.
What works for you doesn't necessarily work for me, and vice versa. So
I always say that the reason why like moms give up or never try at all is because they don't enjoy the process. They like find these other programs, or maybe go to a gym, or maybe find a trainer which simply does not suit them at all, and then they just give up and they say like, okay, this is rubbish, I don't like it. It's just about finding what works for you. That's it.
Right. And I will say that part of what I do too in my business is the women that I work with, we have a group on Facebook where we all come in every day and we share our journey, we share what we're struggling with, we share recipes, and it sort of connects everybody. You know what I mean? Instead of just being one person at home who's having a rough day or whatever, needs motivation, we all come together, and it has created really a community of women that understand the journey, understand what you're going through, and it changes the experience, I think. It makes it more fun, if you will.
It makes it a bit easier as well, because I don't know, when somebody like shares your pain or your challenges or your struggle, it just makes it seem like, okay, so I'm not the only one. There's other people going through it as well.
Right. Like, oh, your baby was up all night too? My baby was up all night too. Let's go. So
I just watched a funny video before we started, and it was like when somebody says that my baby slept throughout the night, and you're like, oh, that's not happening.
No.
And okay, let's talk a little bit about your nutrition as well, because I imagine you don't get amazing results eating pizza and ice cream, is it?
No. No. So I will say that the one thing I mentioned earlier, that I drink a shake. It's not a protein shake or a weight loss shake or anything like that. It's just very nutrient dense. And so for me, running with a little one, I was skipping meals or grabbing something fast that wasn't healthy. So that was a big piece for me of staying, in line with my nutrition. Beyond that, I'm gluten intolerant. My husband is lactose intolerant. So, I really have to plan ahead our meals. I meal prep on Sundays as much as I can. We don't keep junk in the house, because if we do, we'll eat it, and really beyond that, I'm not on any sort of strict program or diet or anything like that. I eat to fuel my body. I don't eat my emotions anymore. I don't eat because I'm bored. I really eat with a purpose. And it sounds simple and maybe not the answer you're looking for, but that's
it's exactly the answer I'm looking for. Because if you ask me, I would say the same. For me, it's a lifestyle, and I just eat. I've been an overeater my whole life. Like, I lost weight, I got pregnant. Like, my story, there's a lot in it. So I know that only after you make it a lifestyle, you can succeed on it. It's as easy as that. And when you see, I asked you now, and you're like, there's not the answer you're looking for, because most people are like, okay, so tell me, what exactly are you eating? Like, they don't believe that actually, you might even crave broccoli one day. They don't believe that. Like, that's not possible.
No, it's true. And I feel like as you eat healthy, you do crave healthier foods. My husband and I went out the other night on a date night, and we splurged and we had whatever we wanted, and we both felt like crap afterwards. And we both said, God, we're so glad we don't eat that way anymore, because you feel the way, or whatever, the way you feel it is impacted totally by what you put in your body, so that is really my driving force. We do a lot of meat and veggies, and I would say pretty low carb because of the gluten issue. We don't eat a lot of bread or pasta or that sort of stuff. If we make sandwiches, I do it in a lettuce wrap instead of bread. But yeah, I don't know. It's such a part of our lifestyle at this point. I don't really even think about it, to be honest.
So you say it made it easier, the fact that your husband is into this kind of lifestyle as well.
And he wasn't into this lifestyle until, he's slowly come along with me. He's the kind of person too, where he'll be like, where are the snacks? We don't have any snacks in the house, but it definitely is easier when your spouse is on board. You know, it's easier to stay the path. It's easier to not be pulled into the dark side of garbage. Garbage.
It saves you lots of time as well, because then you can cook the same food. You don't need to do it twice.
Yes, exactly.
So it saves lots of time. And yes, the temptation is not in the house.
Right. Yeah, for sure. So, and we did, it must have been probably 3 months ago that, you know, he's lactose intolerant, but I was eating cheese or I was drinking milk and I gave that up. And he was eating gluten and he gave that up. So it's really only been like 3 months that we both have been on the same diet. I mean, you know what I mean? The same food eating plan or whatever, you know.
You two are really willing to sacrifice for each other, aren't you? I wouldn't have given up my diary.
It's not easy some days, but it really, I mean, support makes such a difference, you know. So I'm happy to support him and he's happy to support me and we both feel better for it, you know. So nobody's losing in the end.
I want to ask you a personal question. Sure. If you want to answer to it, fine. If not, just roll your eyes and I'll get it. After you had your son, I imagine you would look into the mirror and be like, okay, this is extra. Would you like ask your partner, like, I don't know, do you think I'm fat or do you think I'm that? You know what women generally do.
Yeah. You know, my husband's a really smart man, so he
would run away when you would look at yourself in the mirror.
Yeah. I definitely I could see it myself. And I could feel it every time I put on a pair of maternity leggings and I thought I should be out of these maternity leggings by now, you know, like it was way more about me than how I felt about how he saw me or anything like that. It was hard, you know, even in the hospital, my expectations were to have a baby and then all of a sudden, like your stomach would be flat, you know? And I remember feeling like embarrassed when people came to the hospital to see me because you know, your uterus is still expanded and all of that. And man, postpartum is just a journey. It's crazy.
Nothing gets you ready for that. I mean, no flyer that they put in that pregnancy folder ever mentioned these details.
No, not at all. And too, I don't know if you did, but I breastfed. And the hormones that came along with that, holy moly. I mean, I had no idea because I've never had any hormone issues in the past. I had no idea how much hormones affected your weight, you know, and gosh, breastfeeding meant that I couldn't cut calories from my diet, you know, so I'm trying to lose weight. And at the same time, I have to be feeding a human. So,
I'm still breastfeeding now. My son is close to 14 months.
Okay.
So I know exactly what you mean, because you need to get like all the nutrients in. You need the carbs, you need the fat, you need protein, you need everything to give like good quality milk. And just sometimes you feel like you have to choose between like you eating not necessarily healthier, but let's say like less calories and then feeding the baby.
And my son just weaned himself, so I just stopped breastfeeding. And was like, it seems like you're not eating enough food. And I said to him, no, now I'm only eating when I'm hungry, because before I was eating to make sure I was able to feed him, you know, and that wasn't about me, that was about him. So it's kind of nice to, what were you going to say?
Yeah, I want to say that breastfeeding actually consumes in between 300 to 500 calories per day if you actually breastfeed.
Right.
And that's food that you need to put in.
Yeah, right. So now I actually just listen to my body and feel if it's hungry or not and eat based on that. It's nice, I will say.
It's isn't it?
Nice to just do it for me, you know.
I've been having a look at your pictures, and like you were really fit and really, I can actually say, shredded.
Oh,
baby.
Thank you.
So are you there yet, or do you want to reach that again? or you just happy, just being fit
You know,
and just good?
I have really had to, I have like an intense personality, I would say, when it comes to fitness. Um, so this journey for me after having a baby has been about finding balance and not being obsessive about my food or obsessive about the workouts. So I really started out just wanting to lose my baby weight, And then once I did that, I was like, what can I do next? Let me build some muscle. So I started to do that and I was like, dang, okay, now. So now, yeah, I mean, I want to get abs back, I want to, I want it all, but I want to do it in a way that isn't crazy, that doesn't take over my life, that doesn't interrupt everything else, So yeah, I mean, I still want to be shredded, but I'm going to do it this way, and enjoy the process. So
Yeah, it does take longer because it does. And all that fat, because the body retains so much fat in pregnancy, isn't it? And it's just so hard to reduce your percentage of fat after that.
Oh yeah.
It's like, yeah. Apparently it's good for the baby.
Yeah.
But for us.
It's not good for bikini.
Is there any advice you want to share with moms out there that, I don't know, find it hard to start again or use baby as an excuse or just gave up on themselves?
I guess the first thing that I would say is, at least from what I've learned, with a baby, as soon as you feel like you're in a routine, something happens. They get a tooth, their sleep schedule changes. It's never going to be, life is never going to open up and say, here's all of the time that you need, So you have to make it a priority if you're going to make it happen. You have to every day just find the chunk of time to do it. And you can, you absolutely can if you want to. And there is zero guilt in taking this time for yourself, for being the best version of you that you want to be. Everybody around you benefits from it too. So do it for yourself, but know that when you do it for yourself, you're doing it for everybody else too. It is doable. It's totally doable. And once you get started and once you get rolling, it gets easier. It's just pushing through that first tough time at the beginning, and surround yourself with people who support you, who support your journey and your lifestyle, and you can absolutely achieve anything you want to. I know it, because I did it. I've been there and you can too. So
thank you, Nicole. That's brilliant advice. Telling moms, make yourself a priority and don't feel guilty for that.
Yes, not at all. Not at all.
And just surround yourself with like-minded people. They are gonna push you towards your goal. That's what it comes to.
Yeah, like you. I'm so glad to have met you and connected with you. And it's just, I'm finding that the more you open your heart up to it, the more people come into your life, So just open up, be open to all the possibilities, and then wonderful people like you will come in,
The same way I found you, because you shared your story. I think moms should share more so we can find each other and support each other.
We're out there, but we're all just like at home with our babies. So we don't.
That's what it is. You schedule an interview and then you're like, you know what? Let's leave it for next week. Here's fever. Not happening.
That's right. That's right.
That's the life of a mom. Only we can understand each other amongst us. Like the outside world is never going to get it.
They don't get it.
Moms just find the right people to be with. Exactly. I did the other moms that have succeeded in their journey. Because before I became a mom, I was really leaning towards moms. I have to admit, I thought like they're exaggerating. Like, what is so hard to have a baby? Come on now, everybody can do it. Like, see how many problems I have. Then after I became a mom, I think the first person I apologized to you was my mom.
Oh, I bet.
Mom, I'm sorry. I love you. Like, I don't know how you did it. Teach me, help me.
Right. No, you don't know. You don't know unless you're in it. So find other moms for sure.
That's so true. Join like your details in like where can mothers find you, like your Facebook, your group, your Instagram?
Yep. So if you go, my Facebook and my Instagram are both the same. It's Nicole.Bogen, Bogen. And you can contact me there. It's really easy. I love what I do. I love sharing what I do. So, you know, if people just want to chat, whatever, have questions, I'm an open book. I'll tell you anything and everything. I really every day try to make myself a better me and help other people do the same thing. So that's my goal.
Well, Nicole, you are a true inspiration for us mothers.
Thank you.
Everything together, being in control of your environment, of your fitness, of your baby, of your home. You're doing a fantastic job.
On my house, it's a mess. So let's be honest here.
Like, it's a mess, but it's not dirty. And that makes a difference. That's what I say to my living room every time. You know, only when the baby's asleep you can do something. The rest of the time is crazy. And I keep saying, as long as it's not too many germs and it's messy, that's good enough.
Perfect. Oh, goodness.
Oh, thank you so much for joining me. It's been a real pleasure to talk to you and to hear your story and your strength to cope with everything.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know, maybe we'll do this some other time.
I would love that.
You'd love that. I'm happy to hear that. Maybe we can like choose different topics, or maybe moms can like, you know, email or text or just, you know, drop questions so then we can like discuss about it and advise more.
Definitely.
Make the world a better place.
That's great. I love it. I love it.
Okay, so thank you a lot for your time. I think it's lunchtime for you now.
Of course, of course. Well, you have an awesome night there.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll go clubbing.
That's right.
Okay, thank you. And I hope I'll hear from you soon. And we should do it again.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.